Hi guys, my name is Mika and I'm a writer, and I also own a small professional home organizing business. When I work in a home decluttering with clients, questions to ask them are an important part of the process. In fact, after we've worked together for a long time, we get in sync and they answer the question even before I ask them. I believe that you should keep what you need, use, and love. If your home has mostly these items, it's amazing how little you need to feel like you have enough. And it makes your home feel so good. So here are some great questions to ask yourself as you declutter. Question number 1, which is the very best test, is does it lift your energy? Marie Kondo says it well when she asks, does it spark joy? Does it elevate your energy? Even on mundane things like a drill or a binder, if it is sincerely useful to you, it'll elevate your energy at some level. I've been working with clients in their homes for years. And as I declutter with them and they pick something up, I can tell when their eyes light up or their posture straightens and they get excited to hold something, or if they pick something up and it drags their energy down because their shoulders slump, you can see it in their eyes. And just by watching a client, I can tell if something is useful to them or not. And I can definitely tell what they love and what they don't love. And a lot of it's evident by their facial expressions, the sparkle in their eyes, and their body language. And in fact, I like doing long sessions because at the beginning, there might be a lot of being unsure. But as we get on a roll, the client just innately begins to know if something's weighing them down or lifting them up. Their decisions match what I see in their body language, and it's pretty cool. You see the client feel empowered and reclaim the power over their stuff. So if you're unsure of if it sparks joy, or if you're unable to feel whether the energy is lifting you up or kind of weighing you down, another question to ask is, do you love it? Because if you're not sure that you love it, it might be loss aversion talking. So humans are hardwired to avoid losses, even if the gains that we experience are more beneficial than the losses. So say you have a bunch of blankets that you just don't use and you will never plan on using them. So if you get rid of these bunch of blankets, it's slightly painful, so we avoid it. We just leave it be. This is despite the fact that we would acquire more storage space if we let them go, more peace of mind, and that somebody else could potentially be using them. And we don't lose anything because we don't use those particular blankets anyways, and we never will. But loss aversion keeps those things there because we feel like we are actually losing something when we actually might be gaining a lot more than we lose if we lose anything at all. I once had a client say to me, I don't love this, but I could possibly love it if the right situation arose. And meanwhile, she's holding the thing like, ugh. Or another client said, I don't love it anymore, but I used to love it. So I wonder if I should then keep it in case I ever love it again? And these are real thoughts that we have, and a lot of it comes on because of loss aversion. So in many instances, we will try to figure out a way to keep an item, even if it's like some unattainable or we're really reaching for a reason to do so. So I say once a client has said this to me on both of those instances, but many clients have echoed similar sentiments and their genuine concerns and genuine worries. Because it's hard to let go of things that once we own it, and everyone has varying degrees of difficulty letting go of things that they own. But a good gauge is, do you love it? Because if you love something, you would never consider even letting it go. You wouldn't question it. And if something was truly useful in your life, you probably would not consider decluttering it. And I just want to leave you with one other way of asking this question, because if you can't really feel whether you love something or not, then ask yourself, does this make me happy? I'd like to give you 3 ways of asking this one and feeling it out, because different ways work better for some people and different ways work better for other people. So somebody might really resonate with, ooh, does this make me happy? Somebody else might resonate with, do I love it? Somebody else might resonate with, does this lift your energy or does it bring it down? So those are 3 different ways to ask. And here's another tip with these questions. If you're unsure, then pick a few favorite things that you know you do love and that do lift your energy and that you do make you happy. And see those feelings that those things give you, like For instance, these glasses make me very happy. So I just love them. I don't know if it shows, but they're really pretty. And they just make me happy to look at them. So if I'm unsure about another item, I'll take this glass over and this makes me happy. How can I compare the feeling I get from this to that other thing? And then you can gain a little bit more clarity on whether something makes you happy or not. And that's only if you really, really have trouble distinguishing, is to pick your favorite items, see how those make you feel, and then compare to the item that you're questioning. And this leads to the second question. Does it represent who I am now and the life that I want to live? Things in life are rarely stagnant. We change and we fluctuate. And other than some important things that you want to keep for memories, it's good to have things around us that support our lifestyle of who we are now. What kind of life do you want to have? How do you want to feel? What kind of things will support you in that? If there are things around you that no longer support you in who you are now and what you want to achieve and how you want to live, it might be time to let those items go, free up space, and let go of the cost of having to keep it. Clutter basically wastes time and energy, and it takes up space. And this can be directly or indirectly. Sometimes we think we save money by holding on to things, but oftentimes it's the opposite of the case, because clutter begets more clutter, and then also the time and energy and the storage space that a clutter takes up prevents room for other things coming into our lives. And that costs us an opportunity cost. And the third question is, do you currently use it? So there's an accompaniment of questions for this. Do you currently use it? And if you don't really use it, when was the last time that you used it? And do you foresee using it in the future? If the answers are no to currently using it and foresee using it in the future, then it's probably a good item to let go. It's good to give those items a second chance at life. One person's trash is another person's treasure. Something one person doesn't want could be something another person really could want and use. Also, if more secondhand items are available, more people turn toward buying secondhand than brand new. And long term, it's better for our planet. And the fourth question is, does it add value to your life? There's that 30-day minimalism game by the minimalist that I love. In fact, I made a video about it, which I'll link at the end if you haven't seen it, but I explain what the minimalism game is, and then also I participated in it. And so I show you what I've let go of every day for 30 days during the challenge. Anyways, what I noticed was that during this game, one of my favorite things about it is that our brains inventory. Our brains are so powerful, but I know when I did it, I inventoried what's the most valuable in my home to what's the least valuable. And I just started letting go of the least valuable items. And a lot of other people I talked to that did that 30-day minimalism challenge also said the same. Like, somehow our brains inventoried almost everything in the house, and then you start all of a sudden finding things that aren't that valuable to you or adding value to your life, and then you let go of those items first. So asking an item, if you're thinking of decluttering something, do you add value to my life, is a really strong question to ask. And if it doesn't add value to your life or better your life in any way, then it should probably go. The fifth question to ask is, would I rather have the storage space or the living space? Remember that even if it's tucked in the back of a closet and you have the items that you use in the very front and center of the closet, but they're all kind of condensed together, there's culprits way in the back of the closet that might be clutter that you're not using that are taking up storage space and condensing the feeling in the front of the closet. So with each item that you keep in your house, you should assess it. Each item takes up storage space. So with each item that you have in your house, assess. Are you worth the space that you take up? And the sixth question is, if this were on sale for the retail price right now, would I buy it? So if you truly enjoy having something around, then you would probably say yes to that question. If you wouldn't rebuy the retail item now, then you probably don't really need or necessarily want it. But that's a great question to bring some clarity. And the seventh question is, do I have multiples? So this question obviously doesn't apply to things that you intentionally have multiples of, but there are many things in our homes that we unintentionally end up having multiples of. So this could be like 3 can openers in a drawer, or 5 spatulas, or an excess of mugs. In fact, a couple weeks ago, I made a video about 12 things that you can declutter today, and one of the items that I was talking about was mugs, and I had a client who had 290 mugs at one point. And I mean, I guess that's an extreme example, but all of those items, once they're stored away and they're tucked away, it's you kind of don't even really think about it anymore. But once you ask yourself the question, do I have multiples of this item? Think about it and it'll come to mind. You'd be surprised at how many multiples we have in houses. And by eliminating those multiples, how much storage space that you could free up. And the 8th question is, will I use this in the next month with pleasure? So this question works great with things like expired toiletries and items about to expire and food, among other things. Sometimes we have a hard time letting go of items that are expired. So say, I'm going to take toiletries as an example, but like a expired lotion. A lot of people just keep it in their cabinet because it looks so nice in the packaging, and maybe it was an expensive item, but it's like, oh no, that's expired. I know it's expired, but I'm not going to quite throw it away yet. But then as soon as you ask the question, would I use it this month, like with pleasure? The answer is no. And it kind of clarifies, like, no, I have to just throw this away. If I'm not going to use it this month, I'm not going to use it the month after or the month after that. And it's just sitting there and taking up space. And it usually gives the client just enough clarity to be like, yeah, actually, I do not need this. And then you can let it go. And the 9th question is, what's the worst thing that could happen? Worst case scenario if I let go of this item. So again, if it's something that's really useful or you really love it, you probably wouldn't be questioning it in the first place. So this is a great question to put it into perspective. Like, what's the absolute worst thing that's going to happen if I let go of this item? This is a great question that'll help bring a lot of clarity. And the 10th question is, would I rather have the money if I sold that item? So little bits add up, right? So if you're a seller and you want to make some money and that's a motivating factor for you, or just the fun of the experiment of letting go of your items and getting some money in return and seeing how much you could get, that could be a fun project and it could be a motivator for you to let go of items. The only thing with this method is if you plan to sell, then you should really list as soon as possible, because a lot of people say, yes, I will sell, and then the sell items sit in like a corner of the home and still take up space. So scheduling some time to make sure that you actually do list the items as soon as possible gets them on the market so that you can sleep while other people might be potential buyers to buy your item. So once you take the time to list it, you don't have to do much else until it sells. So it's really, really a good idea to get it listed ASAP. But anyways, if you would rather have the money than have the item, even if it's at a secondhand cost, then that's definitely a sign that you can let go of the item. These are all great questions, and I use these consistently with clients. Depending on who it is, certain questions resonate more with some people than others. And so find the questions that resonate with you and use them while you declutter. I hope that this video was helpful and informative and motivational. If it was and you enjoyed it, could you please hit the like button, as it helps more people to find my channel and I'd really appreciate it. If you'd like to see more content like this, please subscribe, and thank you so much for watching. See you in the next video.